Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about trauma in your body. So, where do you feel that you have trauma in your body? Every incident that happens to us, every experience that we have, all gets stored in our body, especially if we don't have a chance to process it or to set it free, if we want to say it that way. These things get lodged in there. So, where is it in your body? Particular experiences that you know that happened that caused you stress there. Sometimes we have generational stress that's caused by trauma that's happened to our relatives in the past, and sometimes we need to release that stress as well. All right, so let's talk about the throat chakra, which is about expressing ourselves. And sometimes we don't even know how to start. What do you say? Some things that happened were so awful that we really don't know exactly what to say or how to say it or who to say it to. And the first thing that comes up in the throat chakra is using busyness as a way of avoiding truth. So, I don't know. I know I can keep myself busy and then you don't have to think about things. Do you do that too? All right, I willingly replace, and you can name your addiction, smoking, alcohol abuse, dope, overeating, unhealthy dieting, with my powerful creativity. So how can you create? How are you creative? Are you musical? Do you write poetry? Do you dance? Do you sing? I don't know. How do you create? Do you garden? So your creativity is a way to help release some of the trauma that's stuck in your body. It's okay for me to tell my story. So sometimes the things that have happened, they really feel awful. And often we feel a lot of shame or embarrassment about talking about them. And then once we have the opportunity to talk about it, it's like the intensity of the pain lessens or the shame lessens. And it's like as we talk about it and as we release energy around it, it becomes easier to talk about it and it doesn't have so much charge. All right, I'm secure with what I say. Morning, Jackie. And I can see Cheryl's on there. So good morning, Cheryl. Okay, so something else stuck in our mind. Again, whereabouts is this stuck in your body? All right, I no longer fear failure. My trials, though difficult at times, are growing the muscles I need for my next venture. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Help is here as I'm ready to learn. The world needs my uniqueness. I think that's really true because often we're trying to be other people or imitations of other people, and we just need to be ourselves. And oftentimes we can have been rejected as children for being ourselves, but it's like reclaiming who we were. All right, I'm peaceful and balanced as I learn. Morning, Margaret. It's safe to learn. I allow myself to be peaceful and balanced. Sorry, peaceful and balanced, even through times of rapid growth and learning. And all can shine. Sometimes we feel like other people are better than us or they've already got that covered. How can I do it? But somebody needs you to do it your way, and other people's way may not work for them. So it's like you have to do it your way in the way that helps you to shine. I allow myself to live a plentiful life. I trust that I'm of worth. I no longer value others' views over my intuition. And of course, each of our views are coloured by our life experience and by the values and prejudices that we were taught as children. Okay, so Jackie's saying right shoulder, but I feel it's from overeating sugary foods. Yeah, easy trap to fall into, isn't it? All right, I let go of past mistakes surrounding money. I have integrity, which means that you say and be yourself no matter what's happening around you. I drink in life's richness and sweetness. The feeling that's stuck in that shoulder, Jackie, is self-abuse, which goes back to age 3. So often we had to choose what was better for the family or what was better to survive, which sometimes means denying what was best for us. All right, so C5 in the neck, which does go with the sugar circuit. So I'm using in a Siegel's book, The Secret Language of Your Body, which I bought in Big W. Feeling overburdened. Age 18, 28. All right, so fungal infection comes up as well. So fungal infections have three possible components. One is diet. So, of course, if we eat foods that break down quickly into sugars or high glycemic carbs, then we're more likely to feed a fungal infection. And it's like our body has a fuse to check on it. And sometimes the fuse gets turned off and the body's not checking. And so we say fungal infections are like naughty children. They jump on the lounge when you're not looking. And then the next component can be environmental. So, is there mold in your house? Some people are unaware that there's mold. I had a small child years and years ago that was an itchy, scratchy mess, and it kept coming up fungal, and she swore blind that there was no mold in their house. But when they pulled up the carpet, it was moldy underneath, and they didn't realize. So sometimes the mold is hiding, that we're unaware of it, and it definitely affects our body. And the third thing is what we'll call moldy old thinking. So sometimes our thoughts are moldy. They're dark and damp and not very nice. And so sometimes these things overlap too, because if you've got moldy old thinking, then when we're not in a good place, we then want to eat the junk food that feeds the fungal infection. So it's like it becomes this spiral. So underneath this, we're going to look at the heart chakra. Margaret says Jackie need one of Tanya's neck adjustments and hot cross buns. Good morning, Susanna. I know they're the Moorish sort of things, isn't it, that you don't want to stop eating? All right, so something with sandalwood oil. So sandalwood is about sacred devotion. So I guess taking the time to pray and to meditate so that we can release or understand what's hiding underneath. This is from Essential Emotions. And I finally ordered some more. My book is so beat up. Anyway, hopefully they'll come soon. Sandalwood assists in quieting the mind so that individuals may hear the subtle voice of the spirit. It raises them into higher levels of consciousness. Sandalwood assists one in reaching beyond their current confines and belief systems. For those who are ready to leave behind attachment to fame, wealth, and the need for acceptance, sandalwood teaches true humility, devotion, and love for the divine. So sometimes we don't want to have fame and wealth. We just want to be accepted and loved by those around us. Okay, so, and I guess if we talk about the heart chakra is about expressing love and forgiving and compassion, trust, belonging, and some of the emotions of joy and sadness. So sometimes we're releasing like the sadness that's been stuck in our heart chakra from whatever happened. All right, I nurture easily. And I like this affirmation. Love is everywhere, and I allow myself to experience it. All right, age 12. Feeling rejection. So anyway, for those that just tuned in, we're talking about trauma, where it's stuck in your body. And at the moment, we're talking about fungal infections, which can involve moldy old thinking and probably moldy eating. So now we're going to go into the solar plexus chakra, which is about feeling, that we have power and ambition and we can take action. All right, so what's coming up here is pancreas disorders, so diabetes, hypoglycemia. So it's like all our carbohydrates break down into glucose, and we want the glucose to be more stable and steady and not too high, because when our glucose is too high, our insulin goes up. When our insulin's too high, we can't repair our joints, we get brain fog, our hormonal balance is interrupted. Lots of things that happen. Heart attack risk goes up. There's a whole heap of things that happen. So it's like often we want to eat sugar as a comfort. And so are we comforting the trauma that happened and that's stuck in our body? All right, I make all my life choices in the interest of my highest growth and learning. Okay, so Jackie's saying high school. So this is age 12, high school with frizzy hair. Okay, so you were picked on for being different. All right, let's say the opposite. It's okay for me to be me. It's funny, isn't it? There was a stage, I remember my mum had a frizzy perm. Would have been in my teenage years. So it was like that was popular then, to have hair like that. So it's like it's just a matter of time whether that becomes acceptable. All right, I know that I'm a powerful and wholesome force for good, and you all are. All right, I'm able to see past my weaknesses and allow them to become my strengths. And I really feel that I think we're given weaknesses as the opportunity to grow. It's like the stepping stone to greater growth as we overcome our weakness. So now we're going to go into the aura, so layers of the aura. So the fourth layer of the aura, which is to do with interactions, relationships, and bonds. So leaking energy from this part of our aura. The feeling of terror. Age 6. Age 26. 31, 32, 33. And sometimes when we're not in a good headspace, and we're not coping well with criticism, it's like people can attack us in a way, and we can feel terrified of being attacked and even being seen. Sometimes we just don't want to be seen. Age 36. Or sometimes it can happen with our family, either the family we came from or the family that we create. And sometimes they do things that we find shameful and embarrassing, and, we can be hugely affected by other people's choices. So it's like allowing people to own their own stuff and not measuring ourselves externally, which is very hard to avoid that. So hooks. So sometimes people latch onto our energy. It's like, oh, you're bright and shiny. I'm too lazy to go to the source. I'm just going to latch onto you. And these can be people that we would call high maintenance friends. All right, so high maintenance friends from when you were age 16. Excuse me. All right, so seventh layer of the aura. This is like our mental and spiritual connection. Females from the past. Age 5. Feeling stubbornness. So sometimes we stubbornly feel like we need to protect ourselves. Are there situations that you can think of where you had to protect yourself? So maybe a sibling that was a bit too powerful, or bullying. So that trauma can be hidden in our body too, where we've been hit or yelled at, or sometimes we can say, like, literally we felt gutted, when someone attacked us, whether they punched us in the belly or whether they verbally abused us, can make us still feel gutted nonetheless. All right, and so now we're going to layer 2 of the aura. So that's the emotional body, which is about emotions within and emotions for other people as well. So chronic collapse, current females, and the feeling of worry. So your own worry. And sometimes we worry about being acceptable or being loved or being valued or just feeling okay with being in the presence of some people. All right, layer 3 of the aura. So that's thoughts and ideas. So stagnant energy here. Feeling despair. Age 4, 9, 17. Okay. All right. So lots of stuffs we're hiding in our aura. So if I talk a little bit more about the hooks, it's almost like we want to unhook people from us and go back to the source, because it's like, I'm not your source of energy. All right, so we're going to go into small intestine meridian, which also goes with this fungal infection story. Because it's like who lives in our gut often dictates what we want to eat or how we feed ourselves. It's almost like, if we have like a fungal infection in our small intestine, it's like, or even a bacterial overgrowth, it's like we want to go and hunt for sugar. We want to go and hunt for the things that will feed that bug. All right, so often we get tired after lunch, and this can be connected to the food that we eat. So sweet in the mouth, sour in the belly, sour in the mouth, sweet in the belly. So often we can crave sugar when our small intestine is out of order. So small intestine is normally active between 1 to 3 p.m. So that's the getting tired after lunch sort of thing. But the opposite is 1 to 3 a.m., which is liver. So this gut imbalance can affect our sleep. So because it's daylight saving, it would actually be 2 to 4 a.m. and 2 to 4 p.m. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the liver meridian as well. All right, so the liver stores amino acids and uses them to make protein. Helps. It helps with detoxification, hormone production, and breakdown. So a stuck emotion affecting the liver meridian is jealousy. And often we can feel jealous for other people's lives. Often they look good from the outside. All right, so we're going to talk about geranium oil for a second. So geranium oil is the oil of love and trust. And when I first started using essential oils, I hated the smell of geranium. And I worked out afterwards that it's because I didn't love and trust myself. And so it smelled disgusting. All right, so geranium aids in healing the broken heart. It encourages emotional honesty by facilitating the emergence of grief or pain that has been suppressed. So geranium softens anger and assists in healing emotional wounds. It assists in reopening the heart so that love may flow freely. Indeed, geranium could be called the emotional healer. So if you feel abandoned, unforgiving, then you could use the geranium to help shift that pattern. And my friend Kim wrote a book called Essential Oil Affirmations. All right, I retain wisdom from experience and maintain sensible personal boundaries. Yeah, because sometimes we allow people to trample all over us. I keep my end of the agreement so that love and forgiveness are available from me and honest, loving relationships flourish. I let go of holding on to old anger and allow those wounds to heal, setting others free of my negative association. My full emotional range is restored. Sometimes we won't allow ourselves to feel certain feelings. My heart is healed. It's filled with unconditional love and trust. And often the very worst experiences teach us the best lessons, not that we enjoy the process. Okay, so now we're going to go into the crown chakra, which is like right on top of your head. It's about our connection to God. Also feeling our purpose in life. Sometimes we're very driven when we're young, but we can forget what we really feel was important to us. Sense of self connected to owning possessions. Another thing that comes up is chronic exhaustion. So is your energy a problem? Because often when our energy is a problem, we do want to eat more of the sweet, fast energy things, which of course would not help our gut. All right, age 37, age 43, age 49, 54. All right, I'm connected to my earth family and my heavenly family. And of course, those on the other side of the veil still love us and care for us and are aware of us. All right, my electrical circuitry and brain chemistry work in harmony for my highest good. All right, so we're doing a little bit more with the 5 elements here. So we're in the water element, which is like bladder and kidney. All right, so the bladder and kidneys are being affected by the metal element, which is large intestine and lungs. All right, so if we go in, is affecting the lungs is, large intestine is you, the happy person. So sometimes it's okay to be happy, and other times it doesn't feel okay to be happy. Seems to be not updating here. All right. All right, so take a big breath in, just releasing things from large intestine. And now we want to release stuff from the kidneys. So conflict hiding in the kidneys. Age 16, age 20, 25, 30. All right, so younger ages. All right, some more things stuck in our mind. When I set my intention, I'm able to focus on the big picture while taking one step at a time. My life's purpose continues to unfold before me. And sometimes we have picture, when we're younger of how our life should be, and life doesn't often present in the way that we wished it would. So we can be very disappointed in the way life has gone. But really, as we understand the difficulties that we face, what's presenting to us the opportunity for growth and learning. Good morning, Elizabeth. All right, I acknowledge my achievements thus far and feel enthusiasm to continue my upward journey. I guess it's like climbing a mountain, isn't it? Sometimes there's really steep parts, and then there's little plateaus where you have a little rest, and then there's another steep part. And sometimes we feel like we haven't got anywhere, and we just need to turn around and look and see, I've actually come a fair way up the mountain. And yes, there's still a long way to go, but it's okay. I'm progressing. Something back in the aura now. So the first layer of the aura, which is about the physical body. So stagnant energy accumulating in that layer. So current females. So feeling peeved. All right, so sometimes someone's not taking action, or they're not changing, or they're not willing to learn or to understand from their experiences. And so, we can become impatient because we want people to grow and learn and, move on already. but we have to let people do it in their own time and way. And I forgive myself that other people are not improving. All right, so radiant circuits. So sometimes this is to do with our mother, or sometimes our mothering. So when a system blows a fuse, it's like the radiant circuits take over and help support that broken fuse. All right, I forgive my mother for her mistakes. And I live within my healthy limits. Because sometimes when we blow these particular circuits, it's like we're living beyond our capacity to deal with it. So that living beyond our capacity comes from Dad's mum's family and the women on that side. Like 17 generations of women. Okay. All right. Anyone else has got part of their body complaining, or part of places where the trauma is stored? So some of it for someone in the lower back, some people in the feet, some people in the chest, some people the back of the head. All right, big breath in. So we're releasing some of this trauma. So for some people, their birth was very traumatic. So this is saying very tired in her heart. Okay, we were talking earlier about the heart chakra. The feeling of self-abuse. So often when, family members are in trouble or something goes wrong, we extend ourselves above and beyond what we would normally do, which is fine. It's like yang, isn't it? And yin is like retreating and lying on the lounge. So for all the time that we're outward and pushing, there has to be a time that we allow ourselves rest and recovery. I forgive my children for failing to be what I need them to be. I forgive myself when I'm not achieving in the way I feel that I should be able to. So generational baggage from mum's side of the family and the women. 73 generations of women. So, it's always striving to fix things or to make things be okay or bearable. It's like being on a treadmill that's going too fast. Okay, so now we're going to go into the So ninth chakra, which is above the seventh. So this is the lunar chakra. So aligning with our purpose and life's teacher, this earth school we are attending. So when the ninth chakra begins to open, we will start to experience the transcendence of time and space and know with a surety why we are here. The ability to give up one's own time frame and trust in a higher power. And it is hard, especially, when you have people around you that are not choosing the best and their actions affect others. It's like it is very tiring and it's draining, and we feel responsible for these people. But we have to trust that God has a plan for them and He gives them the experiences they need to learn. And so often it's the very experience that we would wish that they would never have, but it may be the very experience that's needed for them to change. All right, easily pushed around by the others, to and fro, easily pulled in different directions. And so sometimes it's almost like we're running around crazy, isn't it, when we're trying to keep other people okay. Following what we think everyone wants us to do. And there is times and seasons in our life where we can do that, but there's also times and seasons that we have to say no and withdraw and do what's right for us. All right, so oregano oil. So oregano is a very hot, spicy oil, and it's about humility and non-attachment. So we get very attached to our problems. So oregano addresses the need to be right. Individuals in need of oregano may attempt to convert other people to their own fixed opinions. I'm sure I can put my hand up for that one. Their strong will can make them unteachable and unwilling to budge. They hold rigidly to their opinions and belief systems. However, oregano is resolute and has the power to break through a strong will and teach humility. All right, so this is going to be helpful with negative attachments. So you might want to use oregano when you're feeling very stuck and rigid, to be a little bit more flexible. Being humble and allowing yourself to learn whatever needs to be learned in the situation. All right, I am conscious and know who I am. My body no longer separates me from those I love. I am steadfast and immovable, for I know my life's purpose. Okay. All right, anyone else want to talk about where they have trauma in their body before we finish? Age 5 also with this tiredness. So it's like endlessly trying to make other people happy or make other people love us. Okay, solar plexus. So I'm going to use here Jenny Rosengren's book, Over 1,000 Categorized Positive and Negative Beliefs. All right, what I have to say is interesting to others. I'm mature and ready to progress with my life. I easily recognize and release paralyzing habits and routines. I give myself permission to change. I see myself as equal. I'm the perfect age to create the life I want. Okay. All right. So, just a little reminder that we're having a get together on Saturday evening. Bring a plate of healthy food. We share together at 6 p.m. at A1 Health, which is 41 Carhorse Road, Padstow, which is on the corner of Stephanie Street. So, yeah, there's parking at the back. You're welcome to come, hang out for a few hours. So we just chat, clear some energy. So, and you're welcome to bring a friend. Okay. And our next Energy Works was the 14th to the 16th, but now we've moved it back a week. I have a family commitment I need to go to. So it will be the 21st to the 23rd of May. All right. Well, thank you for being on the call and thank you for your love and support. And I hope I can help you feel your worth and help you to release trauma that's stuck. You know, if you still feel traumatized or feel like there is trauma stuck, you're welcome to book a session. You can go to a1health.com.au and there's a book online. If you haven't been before, you need to book an initial consultation. And I usually ask your body where we need to go. All right. Well, thank you and all the best. And if I don't see you on Saturday, I'll see you online next week if you want to join in. And you're welcome to share that with others. Okay. Thank you. Bye.